everybody, this is Carrie. Thank you for coming back to my channel, Finding Value. This channel is all about my decluttering journey. I am doing 52 spaces of decluttering, hey babe, in my home this year, and I'm really hopeful that I will be able to spend most of my time on the things that I value after that and not so much on picking up and cleaning. I'm excited to say that this video is my second video that's a collaboration with the Minimal Mom and a bunch of other YouTubers whose channels focus on decluttering, minimalism, and organization. The theme for this week is kitchens. And when I heard that theme, I thought, uh-oh, I already made several videos about kitchens. I will link to those in the description below if you want to see how I decluttered my whole kitchen and made it so much more spacious, even though I have a very tiny kitchen. The one space in my kitchen that I had not decluttered yet was my refrigerator. So that is what I'm going to be working on today, decluttering the outside of the refrigerator and also having a very unique method of organizing the inside of the refrigerator. I was inspired by another YouTuber. Her name is Cass. She's a clutter bug. Her videos are amazing and hilarious, so I definitely recommend checking hers out. But the last video that I watched of hers was actually a fridge organization, and she said that she has been seeing TikTok videos that organize their fridge based on color order, putting everything in a rainbow order. And since I'm an artist and I just love color and creativity, I thought, well, that would be a really fun thing to do. So I was inspired by her video. She was apparently inspired by TikTok videos, and I can link her video below too, so you can check that out. Here is the before shot of our refrigerator. I think it's pretty typical. We don't have a ton of food in there right now, but we have enough, and I am going shopping later, so there'll be a little bit more to add. I spent some time pulling everything out and making sure that the refrigerator was clean. That's a good thing to do every once in a while, right? Here are the grocery items that I got today that will go into the refrigerator. Thankfully, some of them have color. I didn't want to spend any money on this organization, so I just went around the house and picked up a few extra baskets I had, and we will use these to organize. Something like this that has a lot of different colors on it, I am going to make it a little bit more of a solid color by taking off the wrapper, and this is something that we would drink very quickly, so I'm not worried about losing the expiration date. Now it's more of orangish yellow family. I'm going to take these out of the box because the packaging inside is much more solid green. This lettuce container doesn't fit in the fridge where I would like it to go. That's one thing I'm finding is a little bit difficult about this organizing by color, is that you kind of need to have things a certain size to fit in the exact right location that it should be. So I'm going to move the lettuce to this container, and this container usually has a red lid, so I'm going to try to flip it upside down in the fridge, which I'm not worried about it opening. I just think that that will make it look more green rather than red. We'll see how that works. So here's my red lid, flipping it over, placing it where the green should go. Yeah, that looks a lot more green than red. I also have this salad, very multicolored. I think I'm going to put that in a container similar to the other one with the lettuce mostly on top, and I think that will make it look more green. Actually, as I started, I realized that I need the lettuce to be on the bottom, so I will be scraping all these toppings onto a little plate and then putting the lettuce in and then putting the toppings on top. Okay, I have everything in this container. I'm going to put the cover on, and I can flip it over and see if it looks green. Ta-da! Mostly green. Tiny bit of orange. That's okay with me. I just want to tell you, this was so fun for me. If you are artistic at all, or just love color, or love organizing, I think you'll really get a kick out of this. I don't know if this is something that I would keep all the time because it was a little time consuming And I don't think that my family would necessarily put things, you know, away in that color order. I think that would get messed up pretty easily. But for just something kind of fun to do, something different to do, I would recommend this. It was actually really, really fun. As you can tell, I had a lot of things that were mostly one solid color. I was really surprised. There were a few things that were multicolored that I took the wrappers off of. I learned from this that most things do not have the expiration date on the wrappers, so that made it easy. A lot of the food that goes in the refrigerator is very, very bright and colorful, so that made this a lot of fun. I think if you want to impress somebody that's coming over that's never been over, maybe you're cooking for them. If you did this, I think they would think your house, every single nook and cranny was completely organized. Wouldn't you think that if you went to someone's house and looked in their fridge and everything was in rainbow order? I was also thinking that this could be a fun thing to do for a stay-at-home mom or maybe a homeschool family that has really young kids. You could get them to be sorting things by color and organizing the fridge. That could be a way to pass a rainy afternoon. If you really want to go all out too, I think that I could have made things a little bit brighter if I wanted to move the condiments and move the veggies and fruit out of their normal places, but I decided to keep them mostly in the same place that they would be. So all the condiments really stayed over here, and the majority of our fruits and vegetables were in this crisper. But if you wanted to really brighten up the spaces, you could play around with that and move things around, and it could even look a little bit more colorful, I think. I'm excited to show you the before and after shots of this color organization. This is the fridge door where we keep all of our condiments. And afterwards you can see that the top has reds, the second drawer has orange and yellows, below that greens and purples, and some miscellaneous at the bottom. Here's a close-up of basically the ketchup and mustard and jelly shelf that we had prior to this organization. And it definitely is a lot more eye-catching to have all of these reds together. It really pops. Here is the before shot of some salad dressings, pickles, and hot sauce all put together here in one shelf. And afterwards, this is actually probably my favorite shelf, from oranges on the left to yellows and even a tiny bit of green on the right. Beforehand, this shelf was a little bit bare, but we had some colorful fruit pouches to work with and one lone Diet Coke. And afterwards, I ended up putting the green bottles on one side with the purplish bottles on the right side. And prior to this organization, these larger bottles were on the bottom of the fridge shelf. And I ended up just putting some of the either white or brown items or one really colorful bottle that really didn't fit anywhere else. I wish that I would have fixed the light bulb in the fridge during this organization, but hey, it's just not that important to me. So here's the before shot, and I love this, the after shot. All the reds on the left, oranges and yellows in the middle, greens and blues on the right. Just in case you want to try this at home, I'll give you a close-up of each of the shelves so you can see the reds and oranges and greens on the shelf. And then I did some fruits and veggies on this shelf, so reds on one side, these kind of brownish orangey onions, and then the green water. It helped that I had these red containers to store leftovers, then the yellow pineapples, green applesauce, and blue yogurt really made this shelf eye-catching. In this crisper, I had some bags of different kinds of fruit and some onions cut in this plastic container. And now I've added the extra produce that we got today to make this a pretty full and beautiful crisper with veggies and fruit. In this drawer, we tend to put things that we can use for sandwiches, so cheese and meats and even tortillas. Lining up these items in color order really shows exactly what we have in this drawer, and makes it easy to find. I'm really happy that I decided to do this color organization because this refrigerator beforehand was a little bit bland, but I think it was fun to make it look almost like an art piece where you can see that everything is put in color order and organized rather well. Let me know in the comments if you think organizing your fridge in color order would be something you would like to try. And if so, would it be a long-term solution for your organization or just a one-time fun event? And what about you? Have you seen those TikTok videos? I would love to know what you think. My last before and after picture here is of the outside of our fridge before I decluttered it. We love to hang artwork, schoolwork, family photos on the outside, but every once in a while it's nice to have a fresh start, a new canvas, and just be able to have a little bit less clutter. So I think that this theme just ended up being really fun to do my kitchen, actually complete it, because even now the fridge is organized and decluttered. I'm so thankful for that. I'm also just wanting to remind you that I have a playlist of all of those other YouTubers that have kitchen videos this week, and I would love for you to check it out in the description below. Thanks so much. Have a good week. Bye, everybody.